Yep.
Somebody once said waiting on the red box, and it really didn't turn out well. They wound up with a kid 9 months later.
Well, you'll end up with a kid or an STD.
Pretty much.
Usually
I'm
it's supposed to
TJ,
be
and that's Adam. This is Mayhem's Amigos. Hey, everybody. Kind of on a solemn note today, because today is it's Steve's funeral.
yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people that are over there for that, and I really wish I could have been there. But as you can see, I am in my hotel room in San Antonio because I had to be down here for business.
Yeah. And I am in my lovely studio, I guess, because my car's broke down. Yay.
Yay.
So I'm
So we
not
were able
going
to do
anywhere.
something. We were able to do something today, and for everybody that's there, I really hope that the funeral went okay. And I hope everybody was able to say their goodbyes.
Yeah.
That's and the biggest one is the reception afterwards. I hope everybody got to sit down and just start telling some stories and get people laughing and try to really begin the healing process.
Yeah.
That's really what a funeral is all about. All right, great. Corey says that his service was really nice. Hostile, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. I would love to know how Ray's speech went, because I know Ray was supposed to speak, and I'm like, okay, this ought to be good. I would love to, if somebody got the speech and they can send it to me so I can hear it. I'd love to hear it.
I'll say, from what I understand, at least according to Facebook, Ray finished that just before midnight last night.
Yeah,
So I hope it went well, and I hope it was well received.
right. I know there's. I know he was going to put some humorous stuff in there, which, of course, that's Ray's way of dealing with stuff. He's got to find the humor in it, and I can't knock him for that at
Yeah.
all.
Humor can be a really good defense mechanism, but there's some things that it can't completely alleviate.
Right.
So, you know,
But like I said, I really hope that afterwards everybody got to sit around and tell some stories and just talk about some of the craziness that revolved around Steve. I mean,
yeah,
there was so much of it over the years. It was insane, and just the short time that all of us knew him, just crazy. But it is what it is.
yeah,
Uh, I know I missed the guy, and part of why we did not do a show Thursdays, I had something prior going on that I had to attend, and okay, so Corey says that it was good, but he broke up, but it was still funny. All right,
yeah.
you know, and I kind of had a sense that he was going to. Ray and Steve were very close. Uh,
Not sure if anyone recorded it though.
yeah,
It's
that kind of bites me.
understandable. It's at a funeral. Um,
Right,
it's difficult to tell whether or not you should record something unless it's like
right,
being done by the family and stuff.
right.
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, when you look back at somebody like Steve and just all the craziness that kind of revolved around him and everything in just the short time that all of us knew him, my God, to have that big of an impact,
yeah.
that's a testament to the guy. That's a testament to him.
'Cause I mean, we knew him. What he started on Morning Disaster how long ago? Like
Oh my God, that was
six.
21.
Yeah, so 5 years. 5 years. Look at
Yeah,
all the
5 years.
people who got to know him and met him, and he made them all laugh or
Oh yeah,
moan
he
in
did.
disgust, but same thing sometimes. but but just hundreds of people.
Yeah,
They, I mean,
absolutely.
minimum. I mean, he made a lot of people laugh,
Yeah.
and it's It's amazing.
But like I
because
said,
he never thought that he would have that type of impact before getting involved in all this.
right. Well, and as I was saying here a little bit ago, yes, I had the prior thing going on, but at the same time, I personally, since everything started happening, I had not, and Adam will back this up, I really had not taken the time to process myself and kind of work my way through that. And, my casts on Southern Fried, which of course I have to be here for work tomorrow. I'm not going to do that. Um, and doing this show has not been, quite frankly, it's not been the easiest thing to do since we lost Steve.
Right? Because it
And I've
brings
just
up
been,
those memories, and then you
well, I've
miss.
been really quiet and I've been trying to just kind of process. But I've also had a lot of things personally myself that have been going on at the same time. And the unfortunate side is, as much as I miss the guy and it hurts, and I don't have I'm not getting the chance to go ahead, and life doesn't stop.
Yeah.
And, you got to stay on the ball with certain stuff. So, big question, why am I sitting in a hotel room in San Antonio? Which I'm sure is going to be a question, right?
Yeah. It's like, what did you do this time, TJ? I mean, are you there for like a court date or something like that? Why are you in San Antonio?
Well, let me see here. I'm looking here. I'm trying to remember how to do this on my phone.
Hey, Rhino.
All right. Rhino said everybody just made it home. Good deal. Oh man, Rhino, I know it was not easy for Rhino at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Those two were very, very extremely close. And I'm sure it was not an easy thing for him today, and I get it. And I'm glad it went well. And I really, right now at this point, my prayers, my thoughts are my prayers and my thoughts are definitely with the family and with those that were closest to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cindy, I'm right there. I'm just shaking my head as well. It's crazy. Yeah, wasn't that long ago. He was driving me nuts, holding that belt up.
Yeah.
I will retain, baby. I'm like, oh God. And he's, his whole Dusty Rhodes thing that he went on, baby, baby, baby. Like, oh. Okay, buddy. And the little stuff like that. But he always had a way of getting people to crack up.
Yeah.
So I am in San Antonio because
Court date?
I have not a court date.
You sure? Because that wouldn't surprise
But
me.
I have officially now returned to the school. And tomorrow I will be getting everything put back on my phone and doing my refresher and showing them that, yes, I could still drive a truck better than probably 2/3 of them that are teaching. No, not a hookup. My girlfriend would kill me if I did a hookup.
Yeah. It's a shame she couldn't meet you in San Antonio.
Oh,
But there are
God.
certain things,
Well,
there are certain reasons as to why we don't need to go.
if she did, I've got a discount for SeaWorld. We'd probably go to SeaWorld.
There you go. It would not be
why
the only
not?
thing that got wet. So
No, probably not. Pretty sure Willie would get freed, It's
yeah.
But no, this is official. I'm back at Southern Careers, so I'm back to teaching again. And I am so
Professor TJ.
That's it, The professor is in. No, I'm staying down here 3 nights, and then I'm heading back up. And getting getting an idea of where Austin is at, get the full story at that point, and then it's time to start whipping Austin campus back in shape because it's gone extremely downhill since I left Austin. I transferred to San Antonio, and there that was something that my old partner and I, who is still in Austin, he and I worked extremely diligently and extremely hard to bring that campus up to where it was at when I left and I transferred. And to have that completely undone and undone even worse than where it was at when we started that whole problem, uh, actually makes, when I think about it, it makes me very angry. Uh, we knew after a month and a half, honestly, we knew that that girl was a problem. And my problems at the Austin campus were resolved by people higher up on the food chain than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those problems and those issues are now gone. And in some ways, or in a lot of ways, it's returning to the scene of the crime, so to speak, and getting it repaired.
Yeah.
The scene of the accident, I guess, but we're going to get this fixed. And on the other side of that, it is a fresh slate because the issues that were there when I was there, those issues are now gone. And those issues are not just, different situations. It was also different people. But these issues are gone. And I'm coming in to get a better understanding of where we're at and how and why, and bring it back to where it was when Jason and I had it before. We're going to fix it. I'm a little kind of off put, to be honest, going back, because they have now incorporated the automatic transmission into a lot of the teaching now. Hey, Volkster, good afternoon. They've included the automatic transmission now into a lot of the instruction, and where I liked the automatic for, hey, let's take this. I want you to get an idea of the size of this thing and what you're moving around. It was great for that, but I preferred and still do prefer teaching the manual transmission because it really is an art form. A lot of people don't realize it, but that really is an art form when it comes to driving a tractor trailer. And you've either got it or you don't. Now, they have mandated that within the next 2 years, they're going to phase automatic transmission out or manual transmission out. And they're looking to go to strictly automatics. Well, okay. Guess who connected you a few days ago? I have no idea, Volk.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're going to phase out the manual transmission, which on one hand, I was explaining this to Jason. I said, on one hand, I'm good with it because it's going to make teaching the curriculum so much easier without including the shifting. And really at that point, our pass rate should just skyrocket.
Yeah.
But the thing I don't like about it is there are a lot of jobs that are out there that they still have manual transmission trucks laying around. I don't know who contacted you either. Irene. Oh yeah, I've talked to Irene a little bit too.
Yep, same here.
So she's reaching out again. It's good to hear from her.
Yeah.
And I told her, take her time, but she's always got a place here. Come on in and make us wonder what the hell we got ourselves into. Got her and Steve flirting back and forth. It's like, what is wrong with you? You know?
Yeah. Well, she is still the owner of a pair of Steve's underwear
Yes.
that he
Yes.
signed. And
Actually, no, because that got brought up when she and I talked.
okay.
And she said she got them, yes. But then she waited because she's got a sister that she really doesn't like. And she ended up giving those to her sister for like her birthday.
As a gag.
And it's
gift.
like, oh, yeah, oh God, why? And she goes, I just wanted her to know what I thought. Oh, yeah, I bet she does. So the gift that keeps on giving is Irene buying those stained underwear from Steve. And then she just now it's a gag gift that they just keep getting passed around. I guess it's hysterical. And I'm like, has anybody ever washed them? And she goes, I don't think anybody ever has. Oh, don't open that bag. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're actually working at phasing out manual transmission, and they're going to go to pretty much an automatic school. Again, I'm mixed about it. One, it's going to make my job easy.
Yeah.
You know, it'll make it. There's a lot less stress when you're not teaching that manual. But on the flip side of the coin, I mean, it's showing a lot of the changes in the industry and where it's going.
Yeah.
You know, I've brought up before, I've got the friend of mine in Pennsylvania, and she is currently in the test flight program with AI and semis. And she says it's showing a lot of promise. The AI is doing a lot of things very well. They're wrecking on pit road at Texas Motor Speedway, huh? Don't surprise me. You've never been on I-35. It don't surprise me. But the fact that, you know, like I said, and kind of rewinding and getting back on point here, that AI could have the promise and everything it needs within the next 5 to 6 years that it's running trucks.
Yeah.
And they are running some road routes with it now.
I think I'd
So if
rather have AI do like the route making and have human drivers.
I think I would too, but you know, AI route planning is not always the best.
It's got to be better than your last route maker.
He used AI and still screwed it up. So I mean, that gives you an idea. Like AI is not always the best. I still prefer sitting down with a map, break out a road atlas, and look at what you're going to do. You know,
Yeah.
certain routes I have them memorized. Like my route up there, I have that thing just. It's second nature. I cop the car now and drive it, and I know it that well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the long and the short is when you look at that and you see all of that, and you know what's going on there. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different scenario. I'm definitely not used to that. But you know, there are a lot of changes that are upcoming, and they're coming in the next couple of years. And in a way, I'm kind of excited for it, you know?
Now, because I'm kind of a noob at the game of trucking and stuff, in regards to like maintenance, do you know on these on these automatic transmission semis, is that going to make it easier or rougher for the mechanic?
Um, now,
Think?
speaking to my cousin who works for JB Hunt, he said that as far as the mechanic goes, the automatics are a lot better.
Okay.
Because no matter how well you can teach it, there are some people that are just bricks and they don't understand a manual transmission. And they're shearing out gears and so the longevity of the automatic has proven itself with these bigger fleets, and they kind of prefer the automatic. Plus, the home office could get in there and they could go, well, we're going to restrict your speed, and they could do a lot more with the automatic that they did not have the availability to do with a manual.
Okay.
So, to the bean counters and the administrators, they love them because they're like, well, that's great. I could do A, B, C, and D, and there's nothing the driver can do about it.
Yep. Other than suck it up and drive.
Suck it up and drive it down the road, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I, now me personally, if I'm behind the wheel doing the job, I hate an automatic. I mean, hate it, loathe it. I would rather urinate on an automatic than drive it. I mean, that's I hate them. For crying out loud, my car is a manual transmission.
Well.
If that gives you an idea.
Yeah. Well, it does appear to be a dying skill, or a skill that they're actively trying to phase out.
I really, yeah, I would say for sure it is a dying. I call it an art form. It is a dying art form. I wish it wasn't, but it will also prevent people like Richard Cranium at my old job from trashing more trucks. Which, coincidentally,
Yeah.
I got a phone call on last week from one of my old coworkers. You're not going to believe this. And I go, what? What's going on? He smoked the injectors in the sludge truck. It is shut down.
You mean that truck that you drove like consecutively for a year and nothing happened to that vehicle at all?
Right.
It took
Yeah.
him.
Ran it great for a year. A month.
A matter of week, a month. So 4
It took him
weeks.
1 month, and it's in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
This is also the same guy that cannot tell the difference in colors between blue and green. Blue is deaf. You do not put that into the go-go juice tank for diesel. Green means go.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And that truck is still being repaired.
Oh, Jesus.
So, he's got 2 in there. And what's even better about that is they threw the fit about me putting that truck down. For this specific repair, there was a preventative measure that could have been done that would have kept that truck on the road. So they pull me out of the truck for putting it down to get that repair done, and instead put him in there, and he blows the thing up in a month.
Yeah.
And it's literally a repair that I said needed to happen.
Yeah. It's like all you can do is look at him, shake your head, and be like, I told you.
I don't even say I told you. I'm just like, wow.
It's like, have fun with that, guys. Have fun with that.
Yeah. There were, on the old show, there were different times where, somebody on the old show would say something, and I'm like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler was very good at that. Getting me to stop and just go, what the hell? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
But the fact that, that it happened. And when I look at that job now and I'm like, in a week, 1 week, I quit. Then I got fired 4 minutes later for putting in my notice. Um, Vincent quit, who was another one of the drivers, and then a newer guy, a CDL driver, he just quit. That's 3 in a week.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk about toxic workplace.
Yeah, it kind of shows it. It's like,
Yeah.
and I want to sit down and say, look, you may not like what I'm telling you, but let's get a fact straight. If you take care of your people, they're gonna stay and take care of you.
Yeah.
You don't.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to last year. Let's use the example of, well, let's use Memorial Day weekend last year as a great example when I was working there, right?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, hey, I've got this day off, and then I've got Friday, and then and I've got Thursday off, and then the weekend, and then I got Memorial Day. No, I didn't get that. What I got instead was I had to work all the way through the previous week, not get that day off, so I could have Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, a paid holiday, which is a paid holiday, and
Yeah.
they will go, oh well, no, but we've got work to do and we got to cover that. So your day off during the week, which is agreed upon when you hire in, we're going to take that away so you can have the holiday. And I'm like, so I'm really not getting a day off.
Yeah.
And now they're back to 14 and 16-hour work days again. And because they're getting people to walk out the door.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put me in a truck on a 43-degree day and it has no heat, 43 in the morning, I've got no heat. And then I get to midday and the weather changed and now it's cranked up to just almost 80 and you want the air conditioning. Oh, but that doesn't work either.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, I have no heat and no air in this truck. And they go, well, we're working on it, getting it fixed. I don't want to hear working on it. Fix it.
Well, it's in Texas. You need air conditioning in your vehicles, regardless of what that vehicle is.
Right. I mean, air conditioning down here in the summertime it's required. You have to have it. And if you don't, you're going to be hurting, man.
Yeah.
But that's the unfortunate. So they don't look at that. They don't. It's all about get the job done. License don't matter. Reputation does not matter. Equipment does not matter. Get the job done. And then they might think about charging your AC.
Yeah.
Or they might think about getting a repair done. It's necessary for the safety of the vehicle.
Well, it's not like they
But
were
they do
giving
it
you quality equipment to begin with.
exactly.
So,
Absolutely. So, that's the kind of company, when you look at the trucking game, there are companies that are out there like that, and most experienced drivers, myself included, kind of realize it relatively quickly when they're getting into something like that. And it's not good
yeah.
because those companies end up having an extremely high turnover, and it's a hostile work environment from word go.
Yeah. So, I mean, that company, it had a guy who was very equipped to tear up any device or equipment he was given.
Yeah.
But instead of getting rid of him and saving money that way, they make the work environment toxic by keeping him. And quality drivers are walking out because they're getting questionable equipment at best. And excuses are
That's
being
putting it
made
mildly.
and there are excuses being made as to why they keep the destructive driver.
Well, and it's because that particular driver, I mean, let's face it, that guy does not say no.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep him. Well, that and he's a little snitch.
Yeah. Well,
I can't stand.
just
I can't stand this.
it's
He's a little fucking snitch.
he snitched on everybody else so that no one would
Oh
look at
yeah,
him.
yeah.
It's like, don't look at me. Look over there. Look over there.
And then,
See what that
but
guy's
I
doing.
mean,
See what that other guy's doing. Look over there.
but the thing that kills me about it is people don't. They're not getting the. Wait a minute. He's doing this.
Yeah.
You're letting it happen. And then you have enough nerve to look at somebody like me. Like they had all right, one of the guys that quit had a massive issue with manual transmission. I mean, he learned it in school, but he had never run a manual after school, okay?
Yeah.
And I looked at him. I'm like, "Look, man, let's go in and let's talk to the powers that be, and let's see about you and me getting a day in the truck, and I will teach you how to run through that manual transmission." He was all for that. They refused to put me in the truck with him to teach him to drive a manual.
Someone who had already been an instructor.
Yeah, yeah. Let's add to that now, and let's look at this from all angles. I am a certified instructor in the state of Texas for manual transmission commercial vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay. And instead of allowing me to have the day or two to work with him, to teach him how to run that truck, they put him in with the guy that's blowing trucks up to have him teach the guy how to run a manual.
Yeah.
And I'm going, isn't this the same guy that went out there and he was told to teach him how to run a manual and he goes to sleep? And he falls asleep in the passenger seat of the truck, right?
Right.
So you look at this and you look at the absurdity of it. And their reason for not letting me train him on how to run a manual transmission was I have a bad attitude.
You see, in my mind, I look at that situation and knowing that the guy they wanted to train, the young man, is the one who's destroying the trucks. So that's kind of telling me they're perpetuating that. They're wanting that to continue. They want their
Yeah.
entire crew to do that to their equipment. That's not a place you want to be.
They're going to end up shutting down. Is what's going to wind up happening.
Yeah.
I don't know if it will be by order of the state, order of the corporation. I don't know. Actually, the corporate is singing their praises right now because they are the only ones who hit their numbers for 2025.
Was that because you were there?
Well, I don't know if it was because I was there or if it was because I don't know what the whole deal was. I'm sure it helped.
Yeah.
Or was it the way they are doing this shady business practice that they're doing there that really is, like our operations manager when I hired in, okay, he went to one of the competitors and he says, dude, he's like, I've got better equipment over here. If something breaks down, it's fixed. They don't question me when I say ABC. And he had that operations manager. That was his only job before they let him go, ever in his life. 15 years. He had been there. And they paid him back by making him look like he didn't know what he was talking about. And this, current GM there, she is very full of herself. You know, does she did car sales? Fine, great, you sold cars, good for you. Hey, you're toast. But she knows how to work numbers and play the politics game. And that's what got the ops manager was politics, because they said one of them had to go. And rather than looking at what was good for the company and saying, you know what, he should probably stay because he knows this stuff, she instead politicked her way into getting him out.
Yeah.
So on the personal side of it, for an analytical process on this, the personal side of it, I can't knock that thought, because on the personal side, she's looking out for her family.
Yeah.
But on the professional side of it, if you are management, you look out for what's best for everybody.
Yeah.
Not just you. That was the short-sightedness that got her. So the whole situation there, literally, when I found out that they were doing what they were doing, I picked up the phone, I called my boss back to school, and I said, hey, got a spot? He goes, funny you bring that up.
Yeah.
You want to go fix Austin? And I'm like, I'll fix Austin. I heard it's a disaster.
That shouldn't be too hard to fix it. At least make it better.
Well, the problem that was there causing the problem is no longer there. I'm coming in to fix it.
Yeah.
That is job one for me. And like, he and I have had different conversations about different things that I'm not going to go into. It's between me and him. But priority one, fix that. Once I have that fixed, then we can discuss other things. But priority one, fix that.
And
I'm good with that.
It's not just fix it, though. It's fix it and keep it consistent. Keep it going.
And with Jason and I doing it, we will keep it consistent. It will stay there, because we don't, we back each other up very well.
Yeah.
So I had one more thing I wanted to go over before we get into final thoughts tonight. I was kind of talking about it before we started. I'm really excited. So as everybody is well aware, I'm a big Taylor Sheridan fan. All of his writing, I'm a big Taylor Sheridan fan. And tonight, which, and don't get me wrong, like, here's the one that'll throw you off. I really didn't start getting into his stuff until Landman. And Landman is one of my absolute favorite shows. I love Landman.
Yeah.
You guys have heard me brag about Landman and how much I love the show for 2 years now. It's a fantastic show. Billy Bob Thornton is a complete asshole in it. It suits him perfect. Landman, I absolutely love watching Landman. Okay. So with the girlfriend, she was a huge Yellowstone fan. Now, I'd never watched Yellowstone until about 2 months ago. And literally, I sat down, and it was a little bit of a slow starter, but it started picking up, and I got into it. And I honestly have to say that John Dutton was the very best role I have ever seen Kevin Costner do. He did fantastic in Yellowstone. So Yellowstone ended, what was it, about a year ago, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah, about a year and a half ago. So everybody took some time off. The next thing we know, we get, a Yellowstone story, Marshals. This is following Casey Dutton, the youngest. Casey's kind of a dick. He's also a U.S. Navy SEAL, so that explains it.
Yeah.
Um, but Marshall's follows Casey. Now, I keyed into this real quick. I really got into Marshall's. Today is the season finale for season 1. I have, and most of the time throughout this entire course of this year, I've been able to get like a sneak peek here and a sneak peek there throughout this whole season. Today's nothing. I have the preview. That is it. I haven't seen anything else. So I'm going nuts. That comes on to CBS here. It's going to be on CBS here in another couple hours. So I want to be able to make it down to the restaurant here by my Spring Hill Suites Quality Hotel by Marriott. If you're ever traveling, please stay at Spring Hill Suites or anything by Marriott for your traveling needs. Marriott Bonvoy.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsoring this program.
Yeah. They can though.
But
They
no,
can
I'd be more than willing to take their money. The fact is, I want to get over there. They've got 54th Street Bar and Grill next door. They have this fantastic dish called rattlesnake pizza, or not pizza, but rattlesnake pasta. I love it, but I can never finish the whole damn thing. I've always got to bring some back with me,
Yeah.
That'll get me back in enough time to finish watching this season of Marshall's. I'm excited. I want to know I want to see the cliffhanger. I know I'm going to be pissed at it, but I want to see it. And that's a Taylor Sheridan thing. Like, he is good at leaving you on a cliffhanger and you want to strangle somebody.
Well, but it gets you back.
Yes.
So.
And keep in mind that Taylor Sheridan was an actor at one point. And I do believe that Taylor Sheridan probably picked that up from one of his more famous roles, and the writer there, Kurt Sutter, because Taylor Sheridan played Deputy Chief Hale on Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
So we get through this today. Here's where the twist comes in, because evidently it's supposed to tie in to what starts on the 15th. Starting on May 15th on Paramount Plus is Dutton Ranch. Okay, so Dutton Ranch is going to take more of the Yellowstone feel. And you're following with that one, you're following Beth and Rip. Now, everybody remembers Beth Dutton and her boobs. Which were amazing, by the way.
They do kind of go hand in hand, don't they?
Oh well, I know they bump into each other a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. So starting on the 15th, we've got Dutton Ranch with Rip and Beth and their Carter, the stray boy that they picked up in Yellowstone.
Okay.
The one that for like 5 episodes, the only thing he was called by Rip was boy. So there is supposed to be something in this episode of Marshall's tonight that starts the explanation with Rip and Beth. And there's one question that I've had since they've started advertising Dutton Ranch. Because at the end of Yellowstone, Rip and Beth had moved 2 hours away in Montana, and they bought a ranch.
Okay.
Why are these two in Texas?
That's a good question.
And Dutton Ranch. Okay. So in true Taylor Sheridan fashion, we've got this big question already there of they had this ranch. They were doing what they needed to do. Why are they now in Texas? Okay.
Okay.
Nobody's giving a straight answer. All they're saying is you got to pay attention to the different series now. well, wait a minute. Okay, I've got to pay attention to the different series. I've got Marshall's, Dutton Ranch. 4-6 is getting ready to start as well later this year. And hey, don't forget Landman, which comes back out in November. And, Adam will be the first one to tell you. First thing Sunday morning, it's me, my coffee, my TV. Do not bother me for at least 2 hours because I'm going to watch the episode and then I'm going to go back and watch it again to see what I missed when I had to pee.
Yep. TJ goes to church and watches his shows. Just don't bother him.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Leave him alone. Reach out at about 1.
Yeah. But I mean, so like I said, I've been following Marshall's real close. I've actually got it on right now, watching some of the past episodes on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
And I've really gotten into this show. I've really enjoyed it the whole way through. Is it as good as Yellowstone? Now, that's where a lot of people get biased. And they're looking at the whole story behind Yellowstone and what it was and how much of a phenomenon that show turned into. And they expect the same thing. And I think for me, I watched it at the encouragement of my other half. I watched Yellowstone, and I really did get into it. I really do like the show. But the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, you've got to look at these different shows and these new spinoffs, even though they are connected, with open eyes and go, no, this is a different animal entirely. And I feel like that's why I have gotten into Marshall's, where there have been a lot of people that did not.
Okay.
Because I really did take it with that fresh perspective, and I said, I'm going to look at this through open eyes. And Casey was one of my favorite characters in Yellowstone anyway, because no matter what, he was always the one getting screwed.
Was it reminiscent of what you've encountered in your life, TJ?
Yes, it really was.
Repeatedly,
yeah,
various angles.
Yeah, pretty much. So no, I've really enjoyed Marshall's, but today this episode, the rumor has it this episode is going to tie in to why Rip, Beth, and Carter left Montana and ended up in southern Texas. So knowing that, now you get the idea why I'm like, I gotta see this today.
Yeah.
And I got to check what time it comes on. And, of course, I'm in San Antonio, so I got to get the right channel.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's where you're at, right? So the Yellowstone universe is expanding. And so far, the expansion of it has actually been really good. So I would recommend it, when the race is over, log into Paramount Plus with CBS and watch Marshall's and get caught up on that. If you were a Yellowstone fan, check it out. And then it'll be released online. It'll be released in that CBS Paramount Plus after midnight tonight. So if you miss it on network television, the finale, you can actually watch it after midnight on streaming. Okay. That is setting us up. Paramount Plus is exclusively carrying Dutton Ranch, kind of like they do Landman. So we will see that launch on the 15th, and that's them. And I'm sure they're going to do the same thing they do with Landman, which again, Adam will back this up. Heard me going crazy, like, son of a bitch, I want my new episode,
Yeah.
And
get a certain way if you don't get your daily allowance of Landman.
Yeah. Gotta have my Landman, Well, watching the new season this year, it was like, I want more. And I only get the one episode a week, and that will drive you. And that drives me nuts. And I'm like, why? This is actually kind of something funny to we may discuss this later on, but this is something that really popped into my head. If you think back to like the 80s and the 90s, when we were watching TV and it was a new show, it was something, you got something new every week. It was there, we had to wait every week anyway.
Yep. Well, what ended up happening is people who watched the show would get together and talk about the show.
Yeah. Or they'd get together and watch the show together in like somebody's living room or something, you know.
Parties.
But yeah. So and then streaming comes along. And for quite a few years there, they were doing, oh, this is okay, we're going to put this on this platform, but you get the whole season at once. Like Cobra Kai is a great example of that. But I would sit down and I'd watch Cobra Kai. I'd binge the whole thing in 2.5 hours. And I'm like, well, shit, now I got to wait another year.
Yeah.
So it drove me nuts, right?
Right.
But not as badly as like when I'm waiting. I think we got spoiled with the dump. Like, here's the whole season, they dump it. And you could binge the whole thing. But with these, like with Landman, and I'm sure Dutton Ranch is going to follow this, and Marshall's has been on this all year, and everything else. It's like you have to wait a week for the next damn episode.
Well, I mean, it's just like any other addiction. They give you your little hit, and then they give you just enough, and then you have to come back for more.
Well, like Galeno said in Landman, the first hit's never free; it's an advance.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, let's go ahead and run some final thoughts so I could go eat and try to make it back up here in enough. Well, I've got to go put my parking pass into my my car too, so it doesn't get towed.
Yeah, that'd be probably handy.
Right. So, final thoughts tonight.
Praying for all the friends and family of Steve. I think he kind of got to on a day like this.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been there. So does TJ, but it just happened to work out that we couldn't. Doesn't mean we're not with you all. And, I'm sure we'll talk to a lot of you as it goes. Other than that, here in Central Illinois, enjoy the day. It's nice and sunny outside. It's a good day to spend time with friends and family for whatever reason. So go out there and do that. Have a hot dog, have a wiener roast, go to a park.
You would say wiener.
Well, I mean, it's me. I mean, did you forget already, TJ?
I mean, I know where you want to warm your sausage.
Well, yeah, but that's mine. You can't have it.
I don't want it.
That's fine. That makes it easier. But yeah, go out, have fun with your friends and stuff today. Make it as happy as you can.
Yeah, it's going to take us a little bit to get back to everything, everybody. Because when we lost Steve, we lost a good friend. And it's going to take us a little bit of time to kind of find that balance without him. So one of the things I'm definitely paying attention to, and I encourage everybody to do the same, is tune in on Tuesday to Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. I know Ray said that he had some decisions he had to make, and I'm curious as to what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Grab your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Make sure they know. Mm-hmm. And you guys, thank you for supporting this show and the stuff that I've done over the years. You guys have been great. I wouldn't trade a one of you for anything. Well, I would trade Fat 420 for a Klondike bar, but yeah, I see the grin. But everybody, thank you for sticking with us. I should be back in studio Thursday. So I will see you guys then. In the meantime, this has been another edition of Mayhem's Amigos. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Good night, everybody.